If you're applying to business school this year, I want to help you improve your chances of being admitted to the best school possible. My name is Mike. I worked at the Stanford Graduate School of Business for over 16 years, including more than a decade as director of admissions. I read thousands of applications to the GSB in that time. I also ran the school's Center for Leadership Development and Research. I helped to launch the core MBA leadership curriculum. I developed a variety of leadership assessment tools used in mid-career and in executive programs, and I taught leadership electives. I've worked with hundreds, actually thousands of GSB students over the years, so I have some idea about what it takes to get admitted to the school and schools like Stanford, as well as what it takes to succeed and really get the most out of your business school experience. I want to talk about what I've been doing over the last year, where I've been coaching successful applicants to schools like Stanford, Harvard, Wharton, and other top schools. And I've also been exploring the way that AI can be a very useful tool to help you enhance your chances of being admitted to schools. I've launched a platform called MBAI, MBAI.app, that offers some of the tools that I've been developing, AI tools that can help you enhance your application on three crucial dimensions. First, intellect and academics. Second, career and leadership. And third, personal and cultural fit. So why think about AI tools when you're focused on MBA admissions? I'll give you a few reasons. First, schools are using AI. I know that the deans and senior associate deans, the faculty are all invested in seeing AI leveraged, not necessarily just to save money or save time, which AI can obviously do, but really to think through how to make more effective choices, how to run a selection process that takes the best of human intelligence and machine intelligence to create what I think of as the best kind of AI, which is augmented intelligence, right? Where you're getting the best of both the artificial and the human intelligence. You owe it to yourself to use AI tools to make sure that you're presenting yourself in a way that's going to be viewed as effective, not just by the humans that are reading your application, your essays, but also the AI tools that the schools are going to be using to look at who is presenting a strong profile. Second, it offers complementary benefits to what you might be getting in terms of advice from people, whether it's a coach or a consultant, whether it's friends, colleagues, alumni of the school. It's great if you are leveraging people to evaluate and give you feedback about your application. But AI is going to use data and pattern recognition to be able to identify things that most people just might not pick up on. And especially when the AI has been trained to understand how admissions offices look at specific aspects of your application, what they're looking for, how they think about ranking or scoring different aspects of your application. AI can do a very effective job at identifying small things that may slip through the cracks if you're just looking at it from a human perspective. And third, I think using AI is going to be an important way to set yourself up for success in school. If you get into a top-tier business school today, you're going to spend the next 2 years asking yourself and being asked by others to really be thinking deeply about how leaders should be using AI to make more effective decisions, to be more effective leaders, and to really use it within their organization strategically alongside all of the human assets that an organization has. Students are putting a lot of pressure on schools today to really analyze every aspect of their curriculum in terms of how they're teaching, how they're learning, and what skills they're trying to develop for the future. Students don't necessarily want ChatGPT to do their assignments for them. They do, in fact, really want to learn. And I'm not using AI to write essays for you. That's not the point of using AI in this context. But AI can be an effective partner and a tool to help you get feedback, strategic analysis that helps you to identify how you can present your narrative more effectively, how you can strengthen your application on the criteria that the schools are using to evaluate you, how you can be more effective at getting the results that you want. So it comes down to how can you use AI to enhance your narrative and strengthen your application? The MBAI platform is designed in such a way to facilitate that process. It happens over multiple steps. First, it's going to collect information from you, both structured and unstructured. It'll allow you to upload a resume. Soon you'll be able to upload a transcript or other documents. It'll ask you a series of questions in open fields that let you evaluate and judge for yourself what you think might be most relevant in the context of your business school application. The tool will then, behind the scenes, clean that data and structure it in a way that LLMs are going to be able to ingest it more effectively, analyze it, evaluate it, give you feedback on it. I've trained these LLMs with supplemental data that I've been able to gather over a decade of working in admissions, how admissions processes work. I've designed AI assistant personas based on real world people involved in the admissions process to essentially create a AI-based admissions reader and evaluator, as well as advisors that will, look at the data that you have and be able to give you strategic, very targeted, very personalized feedback in key areas of your application. Looking at things like your resume, looking at your career goals and how they relate to things that you've done previously, looking at how you talk about your leadership experiences, looking at your perceived academic readiness and how you can look at rounding out that experience, that I find on your transcript or with test scores with other attributes that can help present a stronger intellectual profile. Once you have these results, it'll be up to you. You'll be able to decide where you want to make adjustments to strengthen your profile. You can keep going back to the tool to do an analysis over and over again, see what was changed in terms of the evaluation. Now, it's really easy to sign up. It takes just a few seconds to create an account. Within 20 minutes or so, you can get a profile review for whatever target school you choose. The feedback that you'll get will be quite detailed, quite specific in terms of the recommendations it provides. If you choose to go deeper, there's a whole series of different analyses, premium reports that you can get at a very modest cost. I want to make this accessible to anybody. I work in the field of admissions coaching. People pay me hundreds of dollars an hour to work with them directly on their applications and strengthen their applications. I recognize that not everybody can afford hundreds or even thousands of dollars to hire someone to work with them on their applications. I wanted to provide something that was much lower cost, that is highly accessible, that at least gets you a significant portion of the benefit that a coach might provide. I'm not advocating to do away with coaches if you think that could be useful and beneficial to you. I think even if you have a coach, it would be valuable to utilize a tool like this as a second opinion. I use these tools with the materials of my clients to help me make sure that I'm providing as effective analysis and feedback. Sometimes the AI tools pick up things I wouldn't have seen or necessarily thought of, but are very useful in terms of understanding how to strengthen that application. So I found the tools very useful, even with as much experience as I have. So I think they'll be very useful to you. I believe that this is the future. I want to see this be as effective and successful as possible. Anybody that's on this platform that has questions, that has feedback, is going to get to engage directly with me. I will be excited to work with people that are willing to invest a little bit of time and test it out and give me the benefit of their feedback. I look at AI, it's able to defeat chess grandmasters. I do believe that over a little bit of time, we're going to see the advice that it can provide in the context of MBA admissions is actually going to get fairly close to what you can get from even a top-tier consultant or a top-tier coach. I'm excited to help bring it along and make sure that it is a useful tool that essentially gives a very broad population access to some of the analysis, some of the tools, some of the benefits that in the past people have had to pay thousands of dollars to get. I hope you'll join me on this journey. Along the way, I hope to help people in their journey, not just in terms of getting admitted to business school, but really to think about their long-term personal development and education in a business school and leadership context. That's how I've spent the last 20 years of my life. It's what I love. It's my passion. I hope that in the months ahead, I'll have the opportunity to provide some of that support to you. All right, let's go.